we'll see Kyle Shanahan facing his old team. San Francisco leads this series 47-32. But Atlanta has won the last 2 and 6 of the last 9. It's the Falcons and the 49ers. Next on EA Sports.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Lehigh Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They've got a full half season since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And the Falcon offense about ready to go to work here for the first time, and leading them as he has since 2008 is the veteran quarterback, former MVP, Matt Ryan.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Now Ryan. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led, of course, by their 2nd-year quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Now this one complete on the slant route. There are the numbers for Samuel from that game last week. 8 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
It certainly seems like he gets a touchdown each week, doesn't it? Here we are in the final month of the season. He is the NFL leader in touchdown catches.
He has been an absolute machine. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. Throwing to start the drive. Ryan, throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. From the shotgun, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Here's Ryan to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Javon Kinlaw gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Ryan. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
What's up, man?
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Burrow. Samuel bringing in the slant. And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow hitting Samuel on the slant. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. The kick by Gold is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. Meanwhile, Ryan's throw into the hands of Pitts here. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 10, it's Ryan again. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball that coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment, takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They go play action with Burrow. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. And this one is incomplete. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start our tour out in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. And it's the Seahawks who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. Travis Fulgham, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head to the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, to check in on the Broncos. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Number 3 overall pick, Trey Lance, the rookie, with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Jared Goff leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory.
Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. In a game where 1 field goal is all these offenses could muster in the first 2 quarters, you figured both coaching staffs were needing to make plenty of adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we send it back out to Brandon Godden.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Thanks. Hey, we can use a touchdown. 3-0 as we welcome you back in. Brandon Ayuk returning it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Getting set to go again, Dallas Goedert marching back onto the field. And as we look at his highlights, sometimes I've asked you schematically, how do you stop one player? Well, how do you stop a tight end like this without opening up other holes, partner?
You show your basic defenses, whether you're playing the 3-deep zone, the 2-deep zone, but you have your variations underneath it. So sometimes instead of the safety staying deep, the safety will drop down. A sky coverage, they call that. Sometimes the corner's responsible. You get a little, what they call a cloud, someone coming underneath. Sometimes the linebacker shows the ability to rush the passer and instead drops down and tries to get underneath the tight end as he tries to run routes. So many different things you can do from basic sense.
Trying to prevent those highlights we saw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Burrow looking to pass. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards there. 2 straight plays of 16 yards and another first down. And Burrow going to throw again. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't.
Touchdown! Raheem Mostert, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now Ryan on first down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that will be incomplete as well. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense.
How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with...
And shedding him off, now open field. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Burrow on play action. Open man has got it, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown 49ers. Charlie Warner, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. To throw on 2nd and 10, Ryan. It's caught by Davis. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Ryan. He completes it to Ridley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this one complete on the slant route. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 30.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Now it's Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Ryan going to give this to Davis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Here's Ryan. They're going to Gallman here on the screen. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in by Samuel. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Mostert. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Niners add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes the return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game was played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. On 2nd and inches, Ryan. Caught right side, Davis. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On 1st down, Ryan. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Ryan will throw again. He's going to let it fly. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one are thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the 49ers, the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a home date next week against the